The 07 of Donnie Leah forces the 21 of Jake Crum into the outside wall. Then it turns Donnie sideways. Austin, with nowhere to go, makes contact. Look at Ty Bodine, our point leader, just get by the 3 of Austin Dillon.
Oh, and then Austin gets hit again.
That's Chris Jones, the 87, just knocks that front fascia off.
Now watch this. Donnie Leah just does not give Crum any room at all. It squeezes him in the outside wall. And watch how hard Austin hits him. Boom.
Straightens it back out.
I'm not sure that maybe Donnie Leah didn't receive the least amount of damage of all the trucks, and he's the one that caused that mess.
And Donnie Leah and Jake Crum are teammates at S&S Greenlight Racing.
Things happen fast around this racetrack.
Kyle Busch, you heard him grab third gear even before he got to turn number 1.
You want to see what happens here. Kyle Busch dives in on her, gives her a little bit of a shove.
You know, he's wanting to go. He sees Ty Bodine. He sees Johnny Sauter going. Just gets in the back of her, coming off turn 4 and around she goes. She does a nice job. I think she absolutely missed the inside wall. Going to get another view here.
How many times in the history of Bristol, Phil, have you been backwards and spinning around and don't collect that?
There's Dennis Setzer on the inside. He slides up the racetrack a little bit, gets a little bit loose, has to chase it. Gets in the left rear quarter panel of the 6 of Clay Greenfield.
Clay had gotten an Aaron's Lucky Dog earlier. Look at Austin Dillon. He just locked the brakes down and it slid right into Greenfield. See Setzer, he's trying to work the bottom. We've seen already tonight how hard that is. And Dennis, if he can't do it, you know it's hard because he's one of the best short track racers in the world.
There's Johnny Sauter right there. We're going to follow right along with Kyle Busch.
Kyle to the outside of that mess.
Wow. I mentioned Kyle thought, well, it's a pretty good time to dive to the outside right there. They all reckon on the bottom of me. Watch this move he makes around the top. See him duck to the right.
He goes way on the outside of Johnny Sauter. Johnny had to slow down for Clay Greenfield, who spun right in front of him, and Kyle just drove by on the outside.
Looked like they're Ron.
There he goes. This is when he gets loose right there. Has to chase it up the hill. David Starr gives him a break and didn't make it 3 wide. And there he is on the inside of the. Oh, he makes contact with Mario Gosselin. That's what happened. That's why he went around.
Ron just went up the racetrack a little bit high. Mario Gosselin was there.
That's the 3rd truck we've seen spin, just trying to run underneath of another truck. You can see his truck gets a little bit high off. There's the contact, and around he goes.
And that little touch was all it took to turn that nose of that truck to the left and spin him out.
The back anyway. If he waits a little while, it'll be basically the same, but he'll have fresher tires for later in the race. What do you think? He's already good. You could see there how Brent Raymer goes.
See, there's Jennifer Jo Cobb. Now watch when she comes down the racetrack. James committed to the bottom. He was actually on the apron. And when she came down the racetrack, he had nowhere to go.
You know, you're going so fast here. He's entering that corner.
It's out of the back of is that Kyle Busch's?
Yeah,
he just had gone a lap down. Just got a little bit loose getting in the corner. Did a nice job not making. He has a little bit of a run, a little bit of momentum, and he just had that momentum. When Timothy pulled up in front of him, he just ran in the back of him. I don't think it was a situation where Elliott said, "I'm going to run up here and run in the back of him." He just came on him a little bit quick here. I think he thought he might be able to have that lane open on the outside, but then when Timothy came up and closed it up, then they made the contact.
And I think you're exactly right, Phil. And the thing that you said just before this happened, as you can see, they're off 2. There's a bit of a hole, then there isn't. Boom. They make contact.
Yeah, and when they did, they got hooked together. You could hear
hurting right now.
See, David Starr was on the inside of Justin Lofton, it looked like.
Yep.
They make contact. Kenny Schrader comes along after David bounced off the inside wall, was headed back to the outside wall.
That was
Miguel Paludo.
Miguel Paludo got into the 92 of Dennis Setzer.
And then Ricky Carmichael came along and got a part of that wreck as well.
So a lot of damage.
See, here comes Kenny.
Out.
I mean, that's just as hard. That's as fast as you're going right there, Phil.
Yeah.
He dove into turn. Wow, look at the 17 truck just slipped through the middle of that. He dove down into turn 1 as fast as he could be going, and he made hard contact with David Starr.
Yeah, upwards of 130 or 40 miles an hour as they entered that corner. Here's real time. Here's David. He hits the inside wall. Now he heads to the outside. Kenny comes by, as you mentioned. He's in the corner absolutely as hard as he can get in the corner. He'd already committed.